Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are around the world, LFC fans, wherever you're watching this. Whoa. What a game. Whew. Some matches make you feel you need time to recover because you feel like you've literally played the game yourself from your armchair or from in a stadium. I feel I've ran, defended, tackled, and all kind of emotions go through your mind when you're watching, of disappointment and anger, frustration, happiness, joy, glee, unadulterated euphoria. And then you come down again. But whoa, what a game we saw. Right, how do you chop this up? I really don't know how, but we'll try. So, obviously we played Brighton early in the week, and as I called before, we know Brighton's a difficult team to play. They're not where they are in the league without being a team that is doing well, and they're well coached. The last three managers have been on point in terms of the style of play. And you can see that ethos, that link between the club from above and below in terms of how they do things. So they can buy random players that you never know of, and they can replace players like Casado or McAllister. And they can make them even better. And they can replace managers like Potter and Derby and make them better still, and a young manager at that. I mean, we start off this by giving them the plaudits. Brighton played well. I can watch Liverpool games sometimes. I can watch and say, you know what, we're making mistakes, we're doing whatever, it's all right. It's not that team that we played, it's how we played, how we didn't turn up. And yes, in the first half, we weren't aggressive enough. We weren't first to the tackle. Didn't win that second ball. But Brighton played well. They played from the back calmly, with a Turkish right back marauding down, scoring the first goal for them, which was a great goal, which Keller really struggled. I mean, he couldn't. Maybe Alisson, maybe. It's just, I think in off the post, probably just touched the tip of the keeper's fingers, but wow, it was a great strike. And he was bombarding up and down that wing. It just didn't let us break through the press that we had. They were playing through the press calmly. Yes, at times there's a couple of occasions where, but no risk, no gain. But I like it as a football purist. I like seeing that. I want to see a team with kahunas who come to Anfield and try to play us. And that should give us an opportunity to do our stuff. But we were not aggressive in the first half. We did not face them face on. And although possession sometimes drifted to us, the way the game went, they got traps for us all around the place. We were finding traps everywhere. But those traps then led to the left-hand side, which they attacked on Trent. Mitoma, we knew this would happen. Mitoma was destroying Trent in the first half, and Trent was not having a good game. Trent in the first half was having one of those games where you feel he's been lethargic, his attention span is short, his passing is erroneous, and he's causing us problems. Lethargic everywhere. There was times he was nearly causing us situations with his passes back to the defenders or goalkeeper where we were in danger. His long passes were not connecting. He wasn't closing down his man quick enough. And Mitoma was taking advantage of that. And you could see that our midfielders were getting stretched. McAllister didn't have one of his good games. McAllister getting stretched out. Again, trying to cover Trent's side. But his game was getting all discombobulated. So Bozzolai was not being effective enough. And just got to call it out. They're left back and right back. Whoa, they were doing bits. And their midfield, nice passing, moving the ball around. It is what it is. I felt we were. It's one of those games where at times you feel like we're going to get something. I actually wasn't feeling we're going to get something. I felt we needed to do something. I felt the first half needed to end and we needed to do something quickly. But I felt it was more like we needed to find our tempo, because it felt like Brighton were controlling the tempo of the game. We were trying to press, doesn't really doing it. They were breaking through our line. They were getting in behind our defenders. But then we were slow in moving the ball. And we needed to unleash the dogs of war. We needed that. Because if I look at the first half, Virgil was okay, doing his job. Konate was okay. I don't blame the defenders. They were just facing what they were facing. Kelleher was fine. It wasn't his fault for the goal. I'm not going to blame him for that whatsoever. Tsimikas was okay. I felt defensively was okay. Trent was an issue. And whenever Trent is an issue, it seems to lopside our team. When he doesn't take care of business, it draws too many players out. It draws Konate out, leaving big holes, which their midfielders could start running through. And they were doing that. And we were lucky that we didn't get the second goal against us in that half. Gravenberch wasn't one of his better games, but then it kind of felt like he wasn't getting enough time on the ball, and because the midfield was a bit disjointed, he was outnumbered at times. It kind of felt like that. But he still had a steady game. I felt Gravenberch still had a steady game, but at times it felt a physical battle he was struggling in. The duels, it felt like he was struggling with that. So Bozzolai, again, just not effective enough. Passing, again, consistently being an issue for me. His passing just not on it at the moment. But him and McAllister, I felt, it was just one of his worst games for us so far, because normally he's the one that keeps it ticking. And he couldn't. And again, I think that's the numbers. That's again the run about the Trent side. That was a constant issue on our right-hand side flank. Gakpo was doing fine first half. Just felt that Gakpo needed a bit more. I thought I wasn't seeing the Gakpo from the Carabao Cup. Nunes, again, just running around, again, not being able, because we weren't controlling what's going on the ball, he wasn't able to do much. He had an early chance, which I could have banged. Keep it saved there. I kind of feel he should have needed to put it a bit further away. It was a good save, so look, we have to recognise that. And that was starting from a nice little flick over the midfielder and then a run that he did. And Salah was, again, not really being in the game. And Salah can have this where he's not in the game for large periods of time. And I kind of felt they tactically had us numbered in that first half, and I couldn't see yet, unless we make those changes, how we're going to get through. So they go 1-0 up, and it's a great finish in off the post, and it's just what they deserved, and they deserve probably another goal, I would say. Apart take away our Nunes chance, they deserved another goal. Second half came, and it kind of felt different. It felt like the crowd, which was quiet, not as noisy, still more noisy than recently, but it felt the apprehension in the crowd, and you could felt the tension towards Trent as well. You could hear the groans when he was passing the ball or when he was holding the ball too long. Second half rolls on, and we are starting now. The game is becoming a bit of a basketball match. I think it's literally basketball. It is reminding me of the Klopp days, good or bad. It's reminding me of the Klopp days. No control, up and down, left and right. That's how the game is going. And I felt we needed that tempo, but we needed control of the game. But we need that tempo. It felt different. It felt like we were more urgent. We were getting in the tackle. Great tackle by Szoboszlai in the middle of the park. Fine tackle. Trent getting in the tackle. Trent now started to be closer to Mitoma, making those challenges, not letting him have a run at him as he was doing. And because of that, we were looking better defensively. And Tsimikas was now starting to make those runs. And that's what you could see. You could start seeing us getting more impact, but we weren't not yet having chances to really score. And the keeper then started making good saves. So what I then see is Szoboszlai comes off. We get Jones on the pitch. McAllister comes up, like I said, not one of Macca's better games. So McAllister comes off. We get Diaz on the pitch. Gakpo stays on. Salah stays on. And what, with Gomez replacing Konate after that he got stamped on by Virgil, I doubted. I thought, oh God, Gomez coming on, but I knew he was the right guy for it. I felt he was the right guy at that time. We needed someone that knows these games, someone who knows how we get back from being behind and what he needed to do was be more aggressive. And he started setting that tone. Great blocks from Mitoma that was going in. Gomez was there. Tackles, aggressiveness, pushing, 2 header chances, which I wish again he'd finished, but it didn't. However, we were back in and you could see the energy. You could see us really great. With Endo as well coming on. Even though, again, I've been critical of Endo. When Endo did come on, it gave us that firm base and his involvement was more positive. So you can see he's not a starter, but if you want someone to help you finish a game and when you're in a lead, hopefully maintain it, Endo's your guy. So Gakpo is on the ball now. So Diaz playing number 10. Gakpo hits the ball in from his favourite position. I thought at the time it'd been flicked on by Nunes. It hadn't been. Nunes sort of docks away from it because he's trying to header the ball. Defenders on him. Misses Nunes, docks out, goes in. Don't care how he gets there. Get in there. Get in there. Liverpool were back. The crowd was roaring. You could hear it. They're sucking the ball. They were getting the first tackle in for the players. They were the 11th, the 12th, the 12th, the 13th man. You could hear it. You could start seeing that Brighton could control the ball. Brighton's passes were starting to go away. Not because they're not good players. Just because the effect of the Anfield roar, which is Slopp's been waiting for. Because we've not felt that kind of ball will get us energised. Slopp's play hasn't got us energised as a home support. Away support is always crazy. And we've talked about home support and sometimes the issues about, some tourists who just sort of don't know, and don't have that sort of same desire as people who just be in a local area who live and die by the club. But there's something about that Anfield crowd that is just, you can't beat it. And that's what makes recoveries like this one. 2 minutes after the Gakpo, we get the ball, Brighton just on the box, edge of the box, interchanging between Jones, Diaz, Salah gets the ball on the right-hand side, and Salah does what Salah does. His Expertinia is totally tired. He's been another skin with Salah all game. How many free kicks Salah was getting with the physical contact he was having with this guy. But now his feet are leaded foot and he's tired. Salah cuts in and you could just see it banging like the golden archer does. Bang into the top right side corner. No chance for the goalkeeper. And that's 2-1 for Liverpool. And then you believe. And then you could see. And then you could felt the sense of, well, yes, we could do this. Arsenal are losing. Arsenal have lost, sorry. City are losing. Let's capitalise. So many weekends we haven't capitalised when these opportunities have been there for us to increase a lead or whatever, and our opponents have slipped up and we haven't capitalised. We need to capitalise. So look, I'm not going to say this game was a controlled slot ball performance. It wasn't. It was almost like we went from slot ball, which was malfunctioning, to almost some sort of hybrid club slot heavy metal football. Because at times it reminded me of the Red Arrows that we used to play with Firmino, Mane, Salah, counter-attacking football. But what it showed you is character. What it showed you was team commitment. What it showed you is cohesion. You came off, you supported the one coming on, and when you came on, you did a job. What it showed you is these guys want something this season. And they're not going to accept it if they don't get it. And yes, there were times, and near the end, we were defending and, we had to be a bit smart, delay the game. It happens, there's a few little shots to the box, Gomez blocks. But the whistle goes and we win. Shots on target, 16-13, shows you they had shots against us. Sorry, shots off target. Shots on target, 8-5. Touches in the box, 31-24. Saves, 4-6. Aerial duels, 10-8. And possession, 48% to us and 51% to Brighton. So it shows you kind of football manager to at. Brighton are a good footballing team. They are well coached. I have no issue recognizing the fact that we got away. But then we also, in the second half, made it our option, our choice, through more pace, more intensity, more commitment. Yeah, winning that first ball, winning the second ball, bread and butter stuff that you have got to do when you are playing at Anfield and you have an opportunity to win the league. You do not leave nothing out there. And the first half, we were not doing that. And that's why I said about Trent and setting the pace and being lethargic. Sometimes you see him, it just looks like, it's just, no. You got to grab it and you got to make it yours. And in the second half, we did that against a very, very good team who's going to take points against people. So really well done. Top of the league, 25 points, 2 points away. Slot, 15, has won 13 games out of 15. That has managed us. Only drawn one and lost one. 10 games top of the league. 8 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Well done. Let's just keep it going. Leverkusen on Tuesday. Please let me know your comments. Please let me know. Before I go. So if I'm looking at it, man of the match for me was Gomez. I have Tsimikas a close second, but Gomez, when he came on, I'm sorry, that guy, apart from a goal, if he had got a goal, it would have been a 10 out of 10. But he showed why its strength and depth is so important, why it was so important to keep him. And Tsimikas as well, shown that, his performances with Robbo not there. And when I said about sometimes when Robbo's trapped, how he always goes back, Tsimikas, no, he makes a different angle, uses left foot or uses right foot, plays the ball inside, little triangles with the midfielders, rather than always looking to go back. But, strength and depth, all about positives. We got the win, we're top, 2 points ahead of the monster, the juggernaut. So let's keep going. Please like, subscribe, leave your comments, please. Let me know what starting lineup you'd have had. Let me know your opinions, who you felt was man of the match. And speak to you soon.